Alright, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that told me this truth that rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kodash Payah, and I'm going to start off with the book of Mark, chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, "And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows." Right? And we're in some troubling times. Right now the hot topic, many headlines and talks about, the conflict, this beginning stage of World War III going on with, the Straits of Hormuz and the ships with Iran and Israel and allies, not coming to the aid of Babylon the Great, which is America. As you can see here, the first time in history, America isolated by all G7 countries and allied. More than 100 countries reject Trump's request and will not send naval ships to the Strait of Hormuz. Italy, Spain, Japan, France, Norway, Canada, Australia, Germany, China, UK, Netherlands, South Korea, and more. But this also can lead to a way of a new trade transaction, right? With this whole situation with the oil and the energy, and causing prices around the world to accumulate because of this. That's going to be effective as well for imports and exports with the ships, in society, with how their financial system is set up, right? Because over here you have airline executives are warning customers that plane tickets are soon to rise due to the Iran conflict, increasing oil and gas prices worldwide, right? Then it says, supermarket shelves set to empty, growers warn. Empty as fruit and veg growers warn they will have to halt production due to rising costs sparked by Iran. So everybody's saying it's Iran, but really it was Israel and Babylon the Great, America's fault, for provoking this conflict to occur to where it's at now. Really, it's prophecy, because the scriptures say the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. All right? And I want to bring this scripture out because of this right here. I want to get, because this is prophecy as well. When you go into the book, Revelation chapter 17, and verse number 16. Because America, Babylon the Great, is getting weaker and weaker. Why do you think the scriptures in the book of Joel tells you, let the weak say I am strong, which is talking about these weaker nations joining allies with the other superpower countries, doing trades and deals in that type of format. So now, with their allies, they have become strong. Because that's in the time we're in. We're in the time of war. That's what these countries are gearing up to for this up and coming World War III. This is the book of Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." And the whore is referring to as Babylon the Great, America. Right? And the 10 horns representing the different kings that is on the earth. Right? Precisely the going into the kings, of NATO. Right? They're not, coming to the aid of the whore. right? So it says, on the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, thee shall hate the whore. Because a lot of these different countries, you know, they're feeling the, how could you call, like, the reactions of this war within their society, whether it's financial cost, aid, as far as like medical, weaponry, infrastructure, all of that, right? And because this is leading to a global war, it's a lot of proxy wars and, inner wars, like, society crippling from the inside out, and then happens globally like that, whether it's financial, famine, a collapse, because it's all part of war, right? So it says they shall hate the whore, right? These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Because when you go into the book of Isaiah real quick, just to back up that precept that I just read, Isaiah 9 and verse hold on, no, Isaiah 9 and let me see. Salakia, verse 5. Alright? It says, Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, because it's talking about it's comparing, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise, because in the ancient times, the way war was being fought was confused noise, as far as like, swords clashing with each other, shields, helmets, horses running, men screaming, arrows being shot, all types of confused noise, right? With the collision of metal and horses and men and weapons, It says, and garments rolled in blood, your clothes. It says, but this, right? But this, meaning we talk about now, shall be with burning and fuel of fire, pursuant to this World War III coming, that we're, that John the Revelator saw. He said, whoa, two woes, the first woe is past, and behold, two woes cometh here, two woes cometh quickly, roughly paraphrasing. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's go to Slovakia. And it's in the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So that's World War III. It is happening quickly. The Lord's speeding up the times for the elect's sake. He's gathering the nations to pour upon them his indignation. It's going to be a time of the heathen over there in the Middle East. You got articles in the circle of Trump. The headline saying, in the circle of Trump, growing alarmed, he may be losing control of war after allied countries flatly reject his plan to reopen the Straits of Hormuz. You got over here, UN warns of record hunger, 45 million more at risk if Iran war continues. Alright, then you have another headline. Iran targets the UAE energy infrastructure as gas field set ablaze. Tanker struck near Strait of Hormuz. So, you're hearing about these things escalating. Over here said, right, Iran still exporting millions of barrels of oil, even through Straits of Hormuz, even as other traffic parlayed. So they're saying that they're gonna let, you know, friendly allies into it, and I believe something with the Chinese yuan. Oh, U.S. Iran war. How will yuan payments for oil passage through the Strait of Hormuz impact Slovakia, Indian stock market, gold and silver? So basically, what this is doing is crippling, um, or you know, or you could use the word destabilizing the economy, or transitioning the economy globally throughout this war. So that's why we gotta, you know, watch and pray, understand what's going on, you know, because that's the time we're in. It's a time to plant, it's a time to war, or go to war. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. And they're saying this guy's possibly dead, Netanyahu, you know. So anyway, with that, shalom.